Let me ask you a question. Why do people always feel that cats are less obedient than dogs? Is it because they're actually less intelligent than dogs, or because they simply never intended to obey you at all? In fact, the truth is far less simple than you might imagine. Today, through 5 scientific truths about cats, we'll deeply decode the secrets behind feline behavior. 1. Are cats semi-domesticated or fully domesticated animals? The answer is semi-domesticated. Does your cat often ignore your commands, while a dog comes running the moment you call? This is exactly the difference between full domestication and semi-domestication. First, from an evolutionary perspective, dogs have been domesticated for over 15,000 years, while cats were domesticated only about 9,000 years ago, and through a largely passive process. From a dog's point of view, humans are the providers of food and survival. But from a cat's perspective, food is something they can obtain by hunting themselves. They merely formed a mutually beneficial coexistence with humans, so they never developed a strong sense of dependence on humans, which means they lack innate obedience. Humans, because of cats' rodent-catching ability, have always been very tolerant of them, but never actively tried to reshape their personalities. Biological research shows that the genome of domestic cats is almost identical to that of African wildcats. They retain strong wild instincts, such as hunting on their own or leaving home whenever they want. Essentially, they are wild animals living in your house. So when your cat ignores your commands, it's simply their semi-domesticated nature at work. 2. Cats are solitary animals. So why do stray cats live in groups? If you observe closely, you'll notice that stray cats in neighborhoods often gather together. So why does your cat hiss fiercely at other cats? In fact, this happens because stray cats face survival pressure and are forced to change their social strategies. First, wild cats live alone because food within their territory is sufficient. But for stray cats, food sources like dumpsters and feeding spots are highly concentrated, so they have no choice but to form temporary alliances. Within these cat groups, if one cat finds food, then the location is quickly shared among the group. In addition, within cat colonies, there are combat units made up of 3 to 5 males. If an external threat appears, this larger shared territory can better handle challenges. So these temporary alliances allow them to share food and defend against outsiders. However, although wild cats will actively seek out groups, these clusters are devoid of real emotional bonds. They don't form tight connections like some other animals. They are the definition of plastic sisterhood, because cat groups are more like loose systems. Each cat maintains its own small territory. Territorial disputes happen frequently within the group, leading to fights whenever territory is crossed. When food runs out, the group disbands. Your cats can live together peacefully only because you provide abundant food. They don't need to compromise for survival, so their social instincts stay intact. That's why when facing outsiders or new cats, they choose hissing and attacking to assert their ownership. 3. How do cats communicate with each other? The answer is through kisses and body language, not spoken language like humans. Some people believe meowing is the core of feline communication, but wild cat gathering areas are often eerily quiet. They rarely meow at each other. In reality, the true social core of cats is scent marking. This form of communication helps them avoid direct physical conflict, while enabling long-distance information exchange. The most common behaviors include rubbing against each other and mutual grooming. These actions are the emotional glue of cat groups. At their core, they are all about scent exchange and scent blending, the prerequisite for cats to tolerate close proximity. In daily life, when a cat rubs against you, it's scent marking you, essentially saying, "You're mine." Hissing means stay away. Meowing at you is usually because they're hungry, want the door opened, or need something. 4. What primitive instincts do domestic cats still retain? First is the hunting instinct. Wild cats survive by hunting, and this entire hunting process is encoded in domestic cats' genes. Climbing to high places to chase teaser toys or batting bottle caps are essentially simulations of locking onto prey. Even when they're not hungry, they practice repeatedly. For cats, maintaining hunting ability is the foundation of survival. Domestic cats have simply replaced prey with toys. Second is the hoarding instinct. Food was unstable for wild cats, so excess prey would be hidden for later, such as buried in sand. Domestic cats inherited this instinct. You may have seen cats carry food under the couch or stash toys in boxes. Even when food is abundant, they instinctively stockpile resources. This is ancestral wisdom for surviving shortages. Third, hierarchical instincts in social interactions. Wild cats are semi-social animals with clear hierarchies that determine who eats first. and who claims prime territory. Domestic cats retain this logic as well. In multi-cat households, one cat may eat first or occupy the best bed, while another yields. This isn't timidity, but an instinct to reduce internal conflict and avoid unnecessary injury. Fourth, dawn and dusk parkour behavior. Wild cats hunt primarily at dawn and dusk, when prey is active and predators are fewer. Domestic cats adapt to human schedules, but still retain crepuscular activity patterns. Late-night zoom eyes are simply the continuation of ancestral hunting windows, not intentional mischief. How long do cats remember their owners? Although cats' brains are smaller than humans, their structure is remarkably similar. Research shows that a cat's memory capacity is comparable to that of a 2 to 3-year-old human child. This means their memory, like ours, includes both short-term and long-term memory. Long-term memory is key to how cats remember their owners, lasting from months to several years. It is mainly influenced by early bonding, environmental change, and emotional intensity. First, early bonding. In animal behavior studies, a cat's key socialization period is 2 to 7 weeks old. During this phase, the brain develops rapidly, and primary caregivers, such as feeders, groomers, and playmates, become core memory anchors. Behavioral studies show that cats with frequent early human interaction can recognize former owners even after 1 to 2 years apart, showing affection through rubbing, purring, or exposing their bellies. To confirm identity, this memory is emotional, not merely factual. Second, environmental change. Cats are environment-dependent animals, and memory prioritizes survival adaptation. If an owner stays with them in a stable environment, cats can remember them for years or longer. But if a cat is rehomed into a completely new environment, the situation changes. Behaviorists have observed that once cats enter a new environment, they switch into survival-first mode. Memories of previous owners begin to fade after about 21 days. This isn't ingratitude, but an instinct to accept new caretakers and adapt to new territory. After all, wild ancestors survived by letting go of the past. Third, emotional intensity. Cats' long-term memory isn't a diary, but emotionally weighted memory. Owners who provide safety and joy are remembered longer. An owner who only provides food may be remembered merely as a food source and forgotten more easily after separation. But owners who comfort them when afraid, hold them, and play with them become associated with safety and happiness. This kind of memory can resist time and environmental change far longer. So when people think cats don't remember their owners, it's actually a misunderstanding of feline behavior. Cats' memory of their owners is never human-style nostalgia, but a fusion of survival and emotion. They remember you because you are a source of safety and warmth. If they seem distant, it may be because your scent has changed. If memories fade, simply to survive better. After understanding these truths, you'll realize cats aren't disobedient or mysterious because they're dumb or intentionally defiant. It's because we mistake these semi-domesticated animals for fully obedient pets. Cats never became what we wanted them to be. They've always lived life on their own terms. From half-hearted obedience to deep emotional memory, every behavior has a scientific explanation. They're not cold or emotionless. They simply carry a wild soul, and beside you, they've found the most comfortable way to coexist.